Welcome to Solo Shot First, and today we are going to be having a look at Boba Fett's throne room from the Book of Boba Fett. Now, I only just got this recently, quite simply because I think it was due last week or something, maybe on the Saturday of last week. But unfortunately, I didn't have enough money on my credit card, and the payment failed. So. Yeah, so I was a bit late getting this, but I've got to say I've been looking forward to this. I actually did have a look at the actual product at Celebration, and probably well over a year ago now, I actually just tried to recreate this throne room just using some basic polystyrene and bits and pieces and a throne that I got 3D printed from Ian Butler at IB3D, but. The first thing to sort of say about this is the packaging. I mean, obviously, I've just removed it from its packaging. It did actually come double boxed, which was really, really nice. And, getting it that way, obviously, it does hopefully sort of stop the opportunity of the boxes being damaged. I haven't had a proper look at this one yet, but certainly, obviously, from the front on, it does look like it's in pretty decent condition. And I've got to say, the artwork on this packaging is gorgeous, really, really nice. I mean, as I said, we did actually see this at Celebration in a cabinet. But again, when you're you're standing in a massive room and you're looking at these things, it's like anything else. You really struggle to sort of comprehend the size of these things. So. For you guys, certainly, I know this is sort of being rolled out in the UK now. It's been sort of going out over the past week, and I believe people in America are hopefully going to be getting this quite soon. But the packaging itself is absolutely enormous. So let's. I didn't bother obviously showing you the boxes. They're cardboard boxes, but in terms of the artwork for this is, as I said, really, really stunning. I mean, this is exactly as the sort of the packaging that I sort of remember as a kid, and I don't mean that in terms of obviously from the product itself, but just that sort of got that lovely nostalgic look. So you've got the lovely vintage collection logo there in that top right with the warning, the Kenner logo in the bottom right hand corner as you look at it, the nice Book of Boba Fett Star Wars chase in that top left. Obviously, it quite easily, highlights Book of Boba Fett's throne room, and it does come with the Bib Fortuna from Tatooine. Obviously, as people have called him, Fat Bib. Now, it'd be interesting to have a look at that as well, because I do know, having sort of spoken to some people that already received these, there appears to be a little bit of an issue with the bubble piece around the actual figure itself, almost like it's got like a double edge. I don't know really how to explain that. It almost looks like it's sort of being glued and glued again from what I've seen from some people. But yeah, beautiful artwork on the front of this. They've done a really nice job of actually sort of showing that. From the side on, one side on, I should say. I don't know how I'm going to do this because I think you can see the table that I've got here. I just haven't got the room on this table, so I'm just going to give you a brief look at that. But it does show you all of the accessories that actually come with this actual playset. And I believe, if my memory serves me correct, I think it was something in the region of 56 particular accessories. Don't quote me on that, but I think that was that. I think that was what was quoted. The back, I think that's the back of the box. Not 100% sure. Pretty much the same as the front. The only thing missing is the vintage collection logo. That side, gosh, it's just enormous. I know this camera is not going to do it any justice, but it does show you a nice image of Fat Bib on the throne. Don't like calling him that, but let's have a look at the side packaging if we can. Now that is really nice artwork that they've done on, I should say, on the top of this. That's really nice. Again, all just such a nostalgic feel to this piece of packaging, and it's got a nice nod, obviously, with all the different accessories. So you've got the chair, the fire pit, some of the accessories in there. There's a nice image that they've taken, obviously with figures depicting the end of the scene where Boba Fett obviously sort of confronts Bib. I'm not sure if there's a different image on the bottom, but we'll have a look. Oh yeah, there is. Wow. Okay. So again, slightly different images on the bottom. So that's really, really nice that they've done that in terms of the way that they've actually sort of presented that packaging. 4 different images, or should say 3 different images. 2 on the sides, 1 on the bottom. So let's get this out of that main box and we will have a quick look. Okay, so this is actually what you see when you remove it from the main box. You've got 3 separate boxes here. You've got 1 thinner one and 2 that are exactly the same size, I think. Now, it's really interesting this because I've not seen this before in any line with regards to the way that they've actually done this. It's a really nice thing that they've done here in terms of, look, I know people don't necessarily want to collect the boxes or whatever, and if you were just buying this and keeping it in the box, it would be a real sort of shame. But I had this discussion with a good friend of mine, Daniel Chart, and I mentioned to him, I'm not really seeing where you've actually had like an inner box, packaging inside the box, where you had anywhere near this sort of artwork, and the artwork is the same on all 3 boxes, which sort of led me to believe that maybe previously they possibly thought about doing this as some sort of HasLab project, and what I mean by that is just because of the nature of obviously the work that's gone into this in terms of the boxes, etc. And maybe originally it would have been something that they were thinking of doing, possibly part of a bigger HasLab project, just because of the amount of detail that's gone into these boxes as well. And I know that's not the only thing, but listen, I mean, please, anybody watching the video, share your thoughts on that. It was just something that occurred to me because you just don't see this sort of artwork at all on anything like that. So now I'm not going to open these up individually because if you want to sort of have a look at a video of my good friend Nick over at Only One Kenobi's channel, go and have a look at his. He's done a full unboxing with showing you all inside the boxes. All I wanted to do was just get the 3 boxes out, and then what I want to do is just try and assemble this thing. So let's I'll just sort of pause it there, and then we'll try and get this actually pieced together. Okay, excuse me. So here it is, just out of the packaging. It was really, really simple to assemble. It's got a very nice look. I don't know what else to say on that. I mean, obviously, I've not put any accessories or anything inside yet. The one thing that I would say, I like the way that they've done this front. I think that's quite nicely weathered. This piece, obviously, that Jabba or Bib Fortuna sits on, the slab, whatever you want to class it as, that rolls. It's obviously on. It's got some nice wheels, so that sort of rolls in and out. But and the back piece again does look very, very nice. The one thing that I would say about this sort of center console, and I know other people have sort of mentioned it, is it's not probably as weathered or as coloured as you would have thought it would be. Other than that, it's a really nice piece. The one thing that again that is a little bit of a shame is, if you're going to sort of add to this, then, I know they gave us sort of bits and pieces a little while ago, where they did sort of part of the throne, not the throne room, sorry, but where you had the hand in carbonite, that side of the walls, but obviously they were much smaller. So this is, it's a big piece, this. So that's the sort of the basics of that setup. I mean, the nice thing that it does come with is, again, you've got this really nice chair that Bib and Boba sit on. Now, I might bring one in because I said I sort of did my own sort of version of this. But if you want to have a look at that, sort of go and have a look at the video from a year ago that I got this 3D printed previously and painted it up, and that looks good. But that's really nicely done, and that slots on there really nicely. So, as I said, there are an awful lot of accessories that come with this. I'm not going to get them all out and pop them in this video, but what I do want to do is just populate the video a little. I should say, you know, put some characters into that, into the back of the throne room, and we'll have a look at it there. Now, apologies before I do that. I just wanted to say, look, I am not going to get out all of the different accessories to set this up. I just want to leave this as a sort of a quite basic setup so you can get an idea of it. But I did want to have a look at the bib Fortuna on cards. If I bring that in and just pop that in front of him. Now, again, this I just don't think the camera's going to pick it up. I mean, the figure looks really, really nice inside that bubble. But if I bring that close enough, I don't know if you can see. This is where the bubble is, and there appears to be like this light shading around the outside. I think you can maybe just get a look at it there. And I believe that is quite a common thing, certainly with regards to what we've been getting here in the UK. Does it affect me that much? No, not really. I mean, the figure looks really, really nice. I mean, the one thing that I would say is disappointing, obviously, that they've put it as VC276 when we've already had that number. So that's a shame. But other than that, yeah, the card back is not in awful condition. I suppose the only other thing you could say, it would have been nice to have actually had that unpunched. But anyway, I'll tell you what I will do, actually, just while I'm doing this. What I'm going to do is I might bring just the polystyrene version in that I made, just as the basics, and just pop them together. I don't know if I'm going to have enough room on the table, but I'll see if I can do that, just to sort of to put them together and see how appalling my version was. But just bear with me on that. So there, I've brought that one in. Yeah, and as you can see, listen, I was just sort of trying to do the one on the right, as you can quite clearly see, is the polystyrene one, which at the time I didn't think looked that bad, and actually I still don't think it looks that bad. It's just the arches obviously are very, very different, but then, you know, I was just working on it purely from the same size scale. However, the 3D printed version of the chair that I actually painted up was pretty cool. I was quite pleased with that one, and I know obviously that's sort of been done so many times by so many people, but anyway, yeah, it was just so I could put them side by side. If I actually could have got that arch maybe a little bit lower, a little bit better, I don't think it would have been that bad other than that. But I'm really chuffed. Let me just pause that there, sorry, and move that one out the way and just go back to the nice new vintage one. Okay, so so now I've got rid of. Sorry, I'm laughing. Sorry, now just that polystyrene one just doesn't compare when you put it to that, and I was so pleased with that. But anyway, this is obviously it as a basic setup. I suppose pretty much as you would expect it to be from the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, I've put black chrysanthemum in there, and I think this would look really, really nice with. Lots of well, with all of the accessories, for example, like the throws and all the different things that do come with that. I mean, I will just show you that. I apologise because I just didn't want to get all of these things out now. But that is the box. So you've got the the nice fire pit with all the different accessories. I mean, I have heard some people say these pieces. I don't know if you can see that. Some of these pieces of where like the cups and things are meant to sort of stick into. Some people have had some issues with those, but it is loaded, as you can see, with loads of different accessories and all labelled up in different packaging, A to G. So I will move that out the way. I said I do apologise. I just don't have that sort of time to set that up. And at the end of the day, you know, I mean, when I put this into a diorama, one of the things that, you know, I would possibly like to do, and again, obviously it's completely dependent on space, but, you know, if you were thinking of making this, you know, the walls coming out larger, then, you know, you've got to sort of adjust that to make them fit. But it's a lovely piece. Really, really nice. I mean, it is expensive, I suppose, for what it is. As I said, and I do have a little bit of a theory, I might be well wrong, just with the way that the packaging is set up. I might be completely wrong. As I said, I could have envisaged it being something as part of a bigger HasLab throne room, but I might be well off. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's a nice set. And we've got Jabba coming next year that they're going to be doing, so you can easily just sort of remove Boba Fett, and remove that sort of throne chair if you want, and then sort of put Jabba on there. So yeah, it's a really, it's a nice setup. It is quite pricey, but then I would say to you, from that point of view, it's a big piece. It is loaded with accessories, and obviously you do have at this stage at the moment anyway, a quite exclusive figure. Whether down the line they will put that out as a general release, not quite sure, but who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, they've already produced the sculpt, and it would seem a bit mad if they didn't make that available in the line at some stage, because it's there. So anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I apologise the nature of it, and I'm not obviously sort of showing you the full thing set up. As I said, I'm not going to get those bits out, those tiny bits out at the moment. I just don't have the opportunity for that. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you've got any questions, any comments at all, like on my theory or whatever, please leave them in the comments section below, and I'll come back to you as soon as possible. If you're new to the channel, you want to subscribe, please do. There will be more videos coming shortly. But as I said, hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.